that. Right. The journey back. First on in New Atlantis.
Hey,
Jazz. Chungus.
What? No Barrett? Let me guess. Protocol Indigo again?
Yes.
And
Why
he's
would
your
you
new
know?
captain. My crew can take a look at your ship. And you can stop by the Trade Authority kiosk if you need to offload some cargo. I would try the viewport. It'll be on your left once you get into the plaza.
Very. Well,
Everything looks
so
good
you
here.
told me
I'll be at my booth if you need me.
I can trade things. I don't know. I downloaded a mod for these guys to look a little bit more interesting. At least now it looks like they have a little bit of character. All my garbage here. Lost. Not that one. Some of those. Not one of those. Give me all the money. All that. Yeah. Minus 15. We need damage. Either of these are. But I'll take the beast on this one. Keep the hazmat suits maybe. Nah. That gone very dark all of a sudden, yeah. All that. Buy back the iron. Nah, there's some iron in the front here. Although maybe I need this for an outpost question mark. Unknown, I'll keep that then. Shall I keep it? I'll keep it. I'll keep all that junk. Less damage from beasties. I could have sold the mine.
I can assure you this unprovoked attack on a United Colonies research facility will not go unanswered. We'll get you settled into your new assignments as soon as possible. For you, Bobby, that includes meeting your new foster parent. My parents aren't dead.
You see that scientist out in front of mast, staring at trees, sounds upset? Whatever it is, it can't be that bad, right?
Off this sideways.
Hope New Atlantis has been treating you.
Okay.
Better not have a bounty. Just about, yeah. Started the game. Motion blue or something. I don't know. Desync on depth of field. Motion blur. Get lost.
This is New Atlantis Transit, or
One of
the
ours we're
NAT.
getting, and it's
It provides free transportation throughout the city.
irritating for that.
We can take it directly to the mast. The water is quite aesthetically pleasing, or so Barrett has told me. New Atlantis
If he
relies
says
on
so.
advanced hydroelectrics for most of its power.
Halfway to level 3.
Be careful if you run into those ecliptic jumps.
We may be in a United Colonies city, but Constellation is an entirely neutral entity, and always has been.
Good to know. So they won't mind if I'm busy smuggling all the contraband through
Here we are, the
their
lodge.
headquarters.
The front door should unlock if you hold up the watch that Barrett gave you. I have messaged the other members of Constellation. They will be waiting.
Waiting for better days.
Captain, everyone will be in the library, just inside. If Barrett were here, he'd probably tell you that you're part of something bigger now, and he hopes you'll make this place your home.
Oh, please. Ridiculous. Easiest bet I'll ever win.
You really think what I'm suggesting is so outlandish? All the phenomenon we see out in the stars, and what I'm saying is the most impossible theory?
You two keep going on like this, and I'm banning wagers. I'm serious.
We'll play nice.
What's
just a little
absurd?
friendly conversation.
What are they busy
Sarah, that's
wagering
all.
on? If I'll ever see a space whale.
We appear to have a visitor.
Welcome to Constellation. We have a lot to talk about. Would you care to tell us what happened to our friend? Why you're here and he isn't?
Who are you?
Sarah Morgan, Chair of Constellation. That means anything you discussed with Barrett is my business. Now, if you would please answer my question.
Why don't you start with telling me what Constellation is?
Very well. This is a private organization dedicated to exploration. Space primarily, but also anomalies throughout the settled systems. It's inherently dangerous work, so if one of our own doesn't show up as planned, then we tend to have questions. Speaking of which, where is Barrett?
Let's see. So pirates attacked Barrett, asked me to deliver
see.
the artifact.
Vasco, verify.
All statements made have been factual.
This is just typical. Barrett hands over our ship and our robot to some random employee of that discount mining outfit he uses.
Walter.
This
And
discount
if we
mining
hadn't
outfit got
insisted
you
on
your
installing
artifact.
those emergency protocols,
it.
I guarantee you this rock breaker here would be halfway to Neon.
But that didn't
Not
happen.
false.
He's here with the artifact.
Thank you,
I'm a
Retail.
neon
Now,
street rat.
let's focus on what's in front of us, shall we? What happened when it was extracted? Did anyone see anything? Hear anything?
Someone farted in my face and I passed out.
We think it's anyone else who pulls one out of the rock for the first time. Why? We're not sure yet. So if you wouldn't mind adding another data point.
It was bright lights and music.
Interesting. Similar to Barrett's description of the experience, with less embellishment.
Are you hearing this? Do you all believe me now?
Whether it happened or not
Uses
wasn't in
full
doubt.
damage. I'll take that.
If you expect us to believe in fairy tales.
If this is the greatest mystery in the universe, why couldn't it be part of the ultimate mystery?
But gentlemen, can we please focus? Noel, I think it's time we tested your theory.
Right. Let's see. We know the artifacts react to each other. The pieces we already have move when they're in close contact. Now, if we add this new one to the two we already have...
The artifact. If you could place it on the table here.
Fine.
That's it.
There you go.
Just like the
What's this contraption inside the
To
table?
imagine, we thought there were only 2 of them at first.
Oh my god, that's it. They're reacting. Look at how it's coming together. That energy that's arcing between them, no manufactured material in the settled systems can do that. None of them. This proves...
Easy, girl. Breathe. You'll have a heart attack.
She's not the only one. If they're coming together, that means there's a set.
Built by an intelligent... It's outside the settled systems.
Still 2,000 credits for our little wager, Godfrey?
You're on, Walter.
Well, if we had all the answers, it wouldn't be exciting. Now, would it?
Not to take away from the moment, but what are we going to do about our new friend here?
So,
Oh, what's with the
are you ready
colors?
to get to work? See if exploration is the life you want to lead in this little universe of ours?
How much do you know about the
Individually,
artifacts?
they're just odd hunks of metal. Another oddity from the uncharted reaches of space. As to what they are, what they're building, well, you'll be part of solving that puzzle now.
So if you want me, what does that mean? And what's
We're all
expected?
here because we're committed to exploring space. Humanity may have settled the stars, but that doesn't mean we should stop diving into the unknown. Beyond that, you'll be expected to use your own judgment, just like the rest of us.
Let's see. All right, I'm in. Wait, need some time to clear my head. I wonder what that where that would actually lead me. Do I not join Constellation?
You should take some time to get settled in. Introduce yourself to everyone.
Probably, actually.
Some of our
now I
members
think
aren't
about
here,
it.
but you'll meet them soon. Come find me when you're ready. You and I are going to be doing some traveling together. Get your feet wet. And here, I think you've earned something for bringing the artifact to us. In addition to credits, why don't we set you up with a backpack with some boost capability? Hmm? You'll need it out in the field anyway. Just mind your head.
I've actually already got a backpack with boost capability. And tempted to go for the backpack. I really am. I really am. Or I can go that and start down this tree. Not too interested in targets and control. I think. Maybe. At least not yet. Huh. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. You know what? Yeah. I'll get the boost back on the next one. Ballistics, that's what I'm going to focus on. Because there's just a lot more variety of ballistic weapons at this point in time. That's what I'll be using. maybe...
I feel like I've been
Hopefully
waiting
they
my whole life for this. Constellation, the
weapons.
artifacts. That doesn't sound crazy, does it? Are you doing okay? I'm not sure anyone really asked yet. Don't want you to think we're focused on the artifacts and nothing else. You matter too. You've done something really significant bringing that artifact here. I'm Mateo, theological scholar by trade, but now, well, an explorer like you. It's really good to have you with us.
Just questions. So these artifacts all came out of caves?
Second one was on Kazal, buried the same as the one you found. But the first one, right under our noses for years, sitting in storage, masquerading as an oversized paperweight. Can you imagine potentially the greatest discovery in human history collecting dust?
What do you make of the
I'm not
vision
gonna
I
lie,
saw?
I really wish I could have seen this for myself. It's hard to judge otherwise. Both you and Barrett saw something. I don't think that's a coincidence. Did it feel like it was trying to tell you something? I don't want to necessarily use the words divine revelation, but you know, if the label fits.
Good thing you've got me around, Ms. Morgan. Who knows how you'd get by on
All I
your
know
own.
is I've never...
That sure lines up with everything else
anything
about
like
these
it.
artifacts. It's all connected. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. We just need more data, which means more artifacts.
What brought you to
Well,
Constellation,
there was
dude?
some overlap in interests. I'd spent years searching for religious relics from human history. I had made a really incredible discovery, only to lose it to a greedy corporation. So I tried to steal it back. In the process, I met Walter. Turned out he owned the corporation. After a long talk, we realized we had a lot in common, and I was invited to join Constellation.
Oh,
Take
nice
care of
to know.
yourself.
You too. Walter.
Well, I suppose calling you a rock breaker may have been a bit out of line.
I have
Still
think
doesn't
I've been
excuse
called
it.
worse.
My frustrations lie more with Barrett. Not the first time his shenanigans have jeopardized one of our ventures. Not fair of me to take it out on you, especially since it would seem he made the right call this time. So, let's start over, shall we? Walter Stroud, CEO of Stroud Eklund, member of Constellation, and oft-times grumpy old man. Welcome aboard.
Just watch the grumpiness. I hope the drinks are free.
Yes, well, a stocked bar is a treat, I think, Constellation. By the way, in addition to a place to stay, the lodge has a wealth of modification and research equipment. Spacesuit customization, pharmaceutical manufacturing, testing alien substances, the whole thing. You can even fashion industrial pieces for large-scale projects, if you don't mind extracting a few raw resources from a nearby planet, that is. I'm a fan of self-reliance, so I encourage you to make use of the tools we have to build what you need.
This isn't where I'd expect to
Funny
find
thing
a
about companies,
CEO.
you build one sturdy enough, it doesn't need you there all the time to prop it up. Stroud Eklund functions quite well on a day-to-day basis, leaving me time to devote to more esoteric pursuits. For years, I was captivated by the writings of Constellation's founder, Sebastian Banks. I finally decided to do something more than admire from a distance, and so now I call the lodge home as much as anywhere else.
What's your role
Me?
in Constellation?
Why, I'm the wallet.
Yeah.
Someone has to fund all this, and all my success in business doesn't mean much if I can't put it to good use. I don't pretend to have the daring of Ms. Morgan, or the smarts of young Mateo, but I can make sure that they have the resources they need. And As you've now seen, those resources aren't being wasted. We're onto something big here.
Do you think the
Up
vision
until very
I had
recently,
means
I'd
anything?
likely have dismissed it as, I don't know, hallucinations. But now, I'm not sure what to think. I don't suppose you have a history of this sort of thing, do you?
Sure, I see lights and music all the time and it's a non-stop party
Well,
in my head.
Clearly the sarcasm center of your brain is intact.
Of course it is.
I'm no scientist. I leave that to the likes of Barrett and young Noel there. But I think we can all agree there's something unusual going on here. Frankly, this is the most exciting thing that's happened in years.
What kind of company
The
is
most well-known for
Strade?
ship manufacture. No expense spared. If you want the best and can afford it, you choose Stroud Eklund. Unfortunately, our success means you'll sometimes see Stroud Eklund ship modules on less than reputable vessels. They covet them. The bastards. I've tried to convince the United Colonies we can help in that regard, but they're married to Deimos Star Yards, and those old salts are stuck in the glory days. Until next time.
Until next time, Walter.
I know
need
everyone's
to go use
excited by the artifacts, but we need to be as objective as possible and be aware
I
of
need to go use the
possible
toilet
negative
break.
effects.
Hold on.
Hello there, Vasco.
Greetings, Walter Stroud. How may I assist you?
No, I don't need anything. Just, checking in, seeing how you're doing.
At present, all systems are functioning well within established parameters.
Right. Well then, keep up the good work.
Affirmative.
Curious feeling, knowing that you've seen something that no one else has. That you know something no one else does.
My old back. Noel, what's he
That
got?
was intense, wasn't it? The artifacts, I mean. Sorry, this must all be a little overwhelming for you right now. I guess a lot overwhelming, now that I think about it. I'm Noel. It's really nice to meet you. And thank you for bringing the artifact to us.
You're welcome. How long have you
Well,
been here?
Constellation's been around forever, more than 50 years now. But we
What?
only became aware of the artifacts recently. Barrett discovered the first one about 2 years ago, right under our noses. And he was the one who got this all in motion. It's a shame he isn't here to see this.
The vision I saw, what do you think?
Oh,
of
right,
it?
that. If we're approaching this rationally, I suppose we'd call them visual and auditory hallucinations. What you perceived as lights and music could be overloaded neural input, your brain's attempt to make sense of something. An energy surge, some other phenomenon.
So Barrett saw something
He
too.
did. At the time, well, it's Barrett. We weren't sure if he was kidding around. Clearly, he wasn't.
So there must be a reason.
There might be a reasonable explanation.
Might
I
be.
wasn't there. I didn't see what you saw.
Why don't
I'm
you
just
wrap
not
the
in a
next one
position
then?
to say for sure. It's okay. Now that this has happened to both you and Barrett, we can know to maybe expect it in the future. Be a little more prepared. We're all in this together now, right?
If you say so. Other exploration work besides these
Of course.
artifacts?
There's plenty of planets out there that no one has ever set foot on, and everything we learn about them is valuable. We have a board where we post anything specific we're looking for. A type of alien flora or fauna, or a planet with a specific quality, like if it's primed to have life but doesn't yet.
Oh, I lie, the constellation exploration missions are shite. Seem to know a lot about this artifact.
No, I mean that's flattering, but really, we're making this up as we go. Until you arrived, we only had the two, and the vaguest sense that there was something more at work. There's still so much we don't know, and that means a lot of work ahead of us.
Let me know if I can help you learn more.
Well, right now nothing's off the table. Metallurgical analysis, chemical composition, I'm looking at everything. One thing I'm really trying to improve is my overall database of xenobiology. I don't know if it will help in this case, but the more we know about, well, everything, the better off we are, right? Speaking of, if you're gonna be out there looking for more artifacts, you're bound to come across some interesting specimens. Anything organic, I'd be happy to take it off your hands.
Organic stuff, got it. Oh, wow.
There's a galaxy chock full of resources. The more data I have, the more thorough an analysis I can do. And I mean, if it sweetens the deal, I can pay. Sure. Pretty well, too. Walter's pockets may not be bottomless, but they are pretty deep.
I've got some organic resources.
Anything I can learn from is a help.
Lied. Sorry, I don't. Sarah said something.
Planning on sticking around then? Good. I think we can find a spot for you. And along the way, I can give you the very abbreviated tour.
Let's go.
So, Noelle, constellation living up to your expectations?
Yes, ma'am, of course.
Get lost, you're supposed to be
I honestly can't imagine being anywhere else.
You've been an invaluable asset to the group, Noelle. Just wanted to make sure you didn't regret it.
Okay. Maybe not every single day is a dream come true, but the work we're involved in, the discoveries we're making, it's all worth it.
I'm listening.
Noelle's supposed to be giving me a tour right now. But I think it's bugged out. Essentially, she tells me this is the library. Mostly Walter's collection, but Mateo has contributed enough to it. And then outside, if you want a nice peaceful experience.
I am at your service, Captain.
And then we go upstairs. I only know this because I replayed it through.
Is everything okay?
Oh, I just don't know how he does it. Up there all alone for so long.
Some people love that kind of space. Pun intended.
Okay, anyway, there we go. Yeah, this is the bar area. Where we can grab whatever drinks we want, which I will do. Grab a couple of those because it helps with persuasion. And then we go through this way to about over here, I think, where she tells me this is my room across from Mateo's room, which I think would be there, which hopefully will be relatively quiet. I doubt it. Why does that Moby Dick book sell for so much? I mean, that's I didn't want to pick that up. I wanted to eat it around. Where'd it go? Go away. I've got some chunky footsteps. I'm a big boy. Look at that big boy.
I hope Barrett makes it back to us. I know he gets into trouble all the time.
So, are you ready to get to work? Or was there something else?
What is Constellation?
We're explorers. Humanity has always hunted for knowledge in the unknown. We just take that a little more seriously than others. We were founded decades ago by a man named Sebastian Banks. He wanted a small group of people from all corners of the settled systems dedicated to the biggest question of all. What's out there? These artifacts could be everything we've been looking for. Another great secret the universe is asking us to unravel.
How well known
I
is
don't know what you've
Constellation?
heard, but I can imagine. First of all, I think you can dismiss any stories about us no longer existing. I don't believe in smearing our name
No, you guys
everywhere
don't
we
exist.
can.
What are you talking
Exploring the universe, charting the unknown, that's what counts. Besides, having a little mystery gives us room to maneuver. A fixed reputation could fence us in a lot of ways.
about? Like smuggling all the
Not
contraband you guys
much,
doing?
but you've seen it for yourself. It doesn't take a lot to realize we're dealing with something extraordinary. Just what that is, we'll have to figure out. It's what we do.
Well, yeah, I'm ready. Why not? I'm ready.
We're going to be
ready,
doing
I'm
some
ready.
old-fashioned detective work. The artifacts are relatively inert once they're out of bedrock. That means people can pass them around, not even knowing what they are. I've been letting my contacts know to be on the lookout for strange metal objects. Get back a lot of noise, usually. But a tip from the UC Vanguard sounds promising.
Got a chance to learn more. Legwork never pays off. Other people
We
have
have to
artifacts.
assume that we're not the only ones to have stumbled into this mystery. But most people aren't going into space looking for the unknown. They're looking for places to settle, resources to extract, territory to defend. An odd-looking rock or a single strange hunk of metal wouldn't mean much to
The
them.
weird yellow
That's
cube.
why Constellation exists, in a way.
Where?
To put pieces like this together.
Yeah, good chance to learn more about
Jumping
UC.
to anthropology
I
on
can
me
smuggle
already?
in things
Oh,
better.
well, good. We all need our own reasons to be out there. But it's not just that. I want to take this opportunity to see how you handle yourself, and for you to learn more about us. I'm going to be sticking with you for this. We'll be traveling together until we either find an artifact or this lead runs dry.
Actually, there's some things. What do I get out of this? On anyway, got it.
We'll need to head to Mast. Check in with the Vanguard recruiting office where my contact works. And listen, whatever you were before or whatever you do once you're out there, I don't care. So long as you don't bring UC security to our doorstep. Every member of Constellation is their own conscience. Understood?
Sounds reckless. What do you mean? You don't care if I steal as long as I don't get caught?
I mean, Constellation has a roster of members who haven't always been on the right side of their respective society. We're risk takers. Some of us have seen the inside of a jail cell more than once. If you join us, it means you're committed to our mission. In exchange, we give you latitude in your choice of means.
Understood.
Let's take a little stroll through New Atlantis, shall we?
Might as well.
I hope you are satisfied with the quarters available to you.
No, I am not. I'm gonna all this. Free stuff. Why not rental modified version? Thank you. 1-inch punch. What? Furious. Each consecutive hit deals more damage. Rapid. 25% increase in attack speed. Wow. And a shotgun-like spread. Jeez. So it's a very close range little thing. I'd swear this is what's his name's room. Guy up in the space station. I want to get best armor to get to the start of the game. Right, yeah. There we go. I'll take that.
I can't take much more of this.
Yeah, I apologize. I didn't actually mean to hit you. Right. Look at them stats. Massive boost. I don't know if I want to stick with my, as it says, trucker pack. I'm sticking with it. Just appeals to my dude way too much. Don't know if I want to sell that for 11k. It's massive. Massive amounts of money. So tempting. But nothing I can do there. Anything worthwhile? I think I should rather do this. Like that. I can have robots if I ever decide to do that. Optic and laser ones. Let's get on. Barrel. I think I can do this as well. Oh, it didn't. I only had one nickel. Damn. Does this thing have? Reflex sights and a compensator. I need nickel. Laser sights, can't do laser sights, can I? I can. I need helium and thingy. Track that. Was I able to? No. Track that. If I can make it eventually, I will. Going to be too into crafting things. Think what I'll do. start with that. That one. Right by the tree over there. Fine, just start earning my experience. Get that boost back.
I'm sorry, I really can't afford to be distracted. I need to get to the bottom of this.
Sorry for distracting you.
Yes, concerned is an understatement. I work for the scientific division of MAST. I've been studying this tree for quite some time, and it appears to be exhibiting some worrying signs. Are you familiar with this particular specimen? Do you understand its importance?
I've passed by this particular tree many times, and honestly, I never gave it a second thought. Does it hold some sort of special significance?
Finally, somebody understands. Unless, wait. You're not mocking me, right?
I don't think she was.
People. Ugh. Look, I have a lot of work to do here. If you're just going to gawk, I'd ask that you move on. If you can actually assist me, however, I would appreciate it. I don't normally solicit help from random passersby, but it seems an exception is necessary. Would you be willing to retrieve some additional data for me?
I might be interested in something in there. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure we can work something
Smuggler,
out.
more like it.
So, are you on board?
Mercenary second.
Well, that's... Thank you. That's unexpected. There's a series of biosensors I've placed in various locations around New Atlantis, all calibrated to gather pertinent information. They've been running for long enough that I think it's time to collect and analyze their findings. If you would bring them to me, that would save time.
Sure. I'll go collect your eggs.
Sergeant Yumi's looking for reliable people to help the guard. Contact him if you're interested. We'd all appreciate it.
Only if you end up paying me. Which he does, so I'm kind of good.
You some kind of an acrobat?
Yes. No, I'm not. Too chunky to be an acrobat. Way too chunky to be an acrobat. Can I just... I heard the boost back sound, but I know I'm not able to use the boost back.
What's the point?
Wait till I level up. Let's follow it.
Every day, take a step in one of those directions.
There we go. And then I know this one's at the commercial district.
It's always something with you.
Commercial district. It's that way. Okay. Not gonna use the NAT fast travel system. I can just there's the spaceport where we came in, on the fugly green water. use the NAT system.
Keep your nose clean.
No. I'm a smuggling Neon City street rat. My nose will be far from...
Hey, are you look? I've only found one so far, but I want to find more before anyone else does. So if you see some, can you tell me?
No. Yeah, you found what's beeping.
It was. Weird, right? Miss Seng over at UC Distribution bought the one I found, and she said she might buy more if I can find them. I could really use the credits.
Oh, stupid kid. You were meant to solve that stuff. Interesting boy. Very fancy niche clientele restaurant, only having 4 spots to sit. Sweet lord. There's my guy thumbs around. Ooh, excuse me.
I'm afraid, due to recent legislative action, I'm no longer able to allocate ships. I can, however, deal in general goods. Welcome to UC Distribution. Now, before you say a word, I am required to inform you that formal complaints cannot be filed until the customer feedback system is back online. I have been told. Also, if you...
You bought an egg from
Who, Jordan?
recently.
That kid's in here every other day with some random thing he found.
Your introduction.
Trying to get credits. Yeah, I took pity on him. Why? What is it?
Nothing, just some junk
That's
I
so?
dropped the other day.
Must mean something to you if you came looking for it. Well, you can have it back for what I paid for it, plus a little extra. Let's call it a convenience fee, shall we?
Why are you swindling me? Why don't you just give it to me?
I could, but I did pay for it. I'd like to recover my losses. And it's all the way in the back room. I'd have to walk back there, then back out here. You're the one who said it was junk. If that's true, why bother coming back for it at all?
Fine.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Sneak around there.
Oh.
What would be really nice is if I could arm these mines. And now they're in her inventory.
Back to it then.
Screw you. You deserve to blow up. Alright, back to the scientist. Industries. Apply for the job at Industries kiosk. Yeah, why not? Work experience. How many years experience do you have working in a secretarial position or corporate environment? None. How familiar are you with... not at all. What is your proficiency with computers in regards to typing and file management? None. What level of education have you completed? I'm just going to say high school. Do you have a history of criminal activity? Yes. Your application is now complete. I'll submit that. Travel to Neon on Verli Alpha.
Are you working toward that next technological leap? Then let Ryujin Industries help you get there.
No. It's the worst job application you'll ever get in your life.
If I move back to Neon,
I really do need that additional data.
It's amazing to think that this tree predates
So you
New
do.
Atlantis.
Wonderful.
Can you
I'll
imagine
just
all
take
the changes it's
these,
seen?
and we'll see what they have to tell us. All right, we'll just upload the data. Give it a moment. And just another moment. It is working, isn't it?
I don't know. I'd hope it's working. You're the
there it is.
scientist. You tell me.
Now, let's see. This is... Well, it's... Oh my.
What is it? Did that kid break your sensor? Hello?
Well, there's good news and bad news. The good news is that my suspicions were correct. There is something wrong with the tree. I will report my findings to MAST immediately with no small amount of satisfaction. The phrase, "I told you so," may even be uttered more than once.
Doesn't sound...
Well, from a certain point of view. In an, admittedly, somewhat selfish manner. The bad news, as it were, is that the internal composition of the tree is changing. In this particular case, the tree is now regularly emitting ultra-low frequency sound waves. They're nearly imperceptible now, but they're growing in strength. This is something we've never observed before. Depending on how large these waves grow, consequences for the city could be disastrous. I must consult with my colleagues in MAST at once. Thank you for your assistance. I hope these credits are adequate compensation.
Cool. So we'll find you later. Constellation mission board. Hell no. Speak to Sergeant Yumi. Spaceport.
I've flown across most of the settled systems in all manners of spacecraft, and yet I still get sick on the nat.
Sounds like a you problem there, Sarah.
Oh, I've always liked that statue. It's beautiful, isn't it? I wonder what the artist was trying to represent.
I don't know, you tell me.
Well, hello. You hear about the job by any chance? The officer over there can help you with any bounty issues.
Can't say that I am. I've got nothing to do. Tell me about
Part-time security officer. The position's very flexible. You can basically work whenever you're available. No pressure.
Also, I can still do my
We've had
straggling
some
and be a
gaps in the schedule lately.
inside person.
Macy's out on maternity leave. Jose's on loan to Sidonia. When it rains, it pours type of situation. So really, we just need someone to fill the void. Interested? Well, first things first, I have to ask, do you have any security experience at all?
Nope.
It sure counts for something. I mean, you're alive. And resilience is definitely an important trait for any officer. Well, I think I've heard all I need. Your first assignment couldn't be easier. Go to Mast and check in with Agent Plato at Aegis. There was a package left at a dead drop, and they need UC security to handle it. He'll fill you in on the details.
Hopefully that clears my nose. Mentioned Aegis earlier.
Aegis?
Aegis.
Basically UC intelligence. They help identify threats to New Atlantis before they become problems. While we're separate departments, there are times we need to rely on each other, so it's important to keep a good working relationship. We do Agent Plato this favor, and maybe he'll toss us some intel when an investigation stalled. Tit for tat. You know how it works.
Why am I bringing the package yet?
Just because you're bringing it here doesn't mean that's where it'll end up. As for why, you can ask Aegis. As far as I'm concerned, it's none of my business.
Cool.
You know, MAST. The Military, Administrative, and Scientific Triumvirate. Giant building in the center of the city. Headquarters of the entire United College.
Just
let me know if you have any questions.
Contrary to what you might have heard, UC security personnel are good people. And Sergeant Yumi just happens to be an old friend.
Old friend, you said. Cool thing is, if you want to be a thief, steal credits from there. I wouldn't know how much actually comes out of there.
We need to talk to John Tuala in Mast.
Sure, we'll get
Another
there.
day, another credit.
I'm busy doing other things right now. Defense research place. So this guy with the tips in
You
his
are,
head.
of course, welcome at any time here in Mast. Same as that. I hope you're not here to report something. If you are, it means you've seen far too much.
I was asked to pick something
right.
up.
You're Sergeant
That's enough.
Yumi's recruit. You're taller than I expected.
Thanks, I guess.
Oh, it wasn't a compliment. Just an observation.
Screw
In
you
any
too.
case, let me fill you in. We have a dead drop that we think has been compromised. So I'd like someone from UC Security to handle the pickup instead. Take the package back to Sergeant Yumi, and he'll check it in as evidence before it gets routed back to Aegis.
Cool, got it.
Take the
Understood.
NAT to the spaceport. There should be a Galbank ATM right next to the station. The package is taped under one of the benches. Grab it and deliver it to Sergeant Yumi, and the job's done.
What's in the package?
You really should know better than to ask for classified intel. What is?
Yes, it is.
Don't worry. I'm just giving you a hard time. I still can't tell you what's in the package, though.
Oh.
Good luck with the mission.
Thanks, I suppose. Wonder what battery's all about. To the NAT station. remember correctly where this package actually sits. Oh, baseball. That's the only guy really that's chilling, watching. I think that guy just sat down.
How's the invest? Still have questions?
Got your
Nicely done.
package.
It's really hard to find good help these days. That being said, my luck seems to be turning
I
around.
think I'm gonna go grab something to
We've
eat.
gotten a lot of new personnel as of late, not just you. Who knew all I had to do was put up a sign?
Works wonders, doesn't it? It's a good way to find people with initiative.
Oh yeah. Once
My
I had a
extrovert
recruit who was
traits.
basically bred to be UC security. I mean, his favorite book was our training manual. He knew every rule, every procedure, and on top of that was a pinpoint marksman. But he lacked exactly what you are talking about. Initiative. He ended up transferring to a desk job after a year. Anyway, here's your payment. And if I have any more work for you, I'll let you know.
You do that as long as you keep paying me, Sergeant Yumi.